I'm going to share with you today one of the teachings of Pir Murshid Hazrat Inayat Khan, teachings that make up what we call the Sufi message. This teaching is on the intoxication of life, and it comes from a series of papers called the Gatheka papers, papers that introduce us into this Sufi mystical teaching. So I'll begin with the invocation of Inayat Khan. Toward the One, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance. The intoxication of life. And we might remember that the way Murshid is using this term, intoxication, is not limited to some kind of substance that we eat or drink or smoke or something, but refers to the constant stimulation of our senses, our minds, our bodies, our emotions that we experience in life. So, the intoxication of life. There are many different things in life which are intoxicating. But if one would consider the nature of life, one would think that there is nothing more intoxicating than our life itself. In the first place, we can see the truth of this idea by thinking of what we were yesterday and comparing it to our condition today. Our happiness or unhappiness, our riches or poverty that were our life yesterday are like a dream to us. Only our condition today counts. This life of continual rise and fall, of continual changes, is running like running water. And with the running of this water, one thinks, I am this water. In reality, one does not know what one is. For instance, if a person goes from poverty to riches, and if those riches are taken away, one laments. You lament because you do not remember that before you had those riches, you were poor, and from poverty you came to those riches. If you consider those riches, if you can consider your fancies through life, you will find that at every stage of development in life, you had a particular fancy. Sometimes you longed for certain things, and then you didn't care for them. If one can look at one's own life as a spectator, one will find that it was nothing but an intoxication. What once gives a person a great satisfaction and pride, at another time humiliates him or her. What at one time is valued extremely, at another time is not valued at all. If you can observe your actions in everyday life, and you have an awakened sense of justice and understanding, you will find yourself doing something which you had not intended to do, or saying something you would not like to have said, or behaving so that you say, I was such a fool. So I think I'll stop here and reflect upon this. Life itself, the very nature of life, is intoxicating. The nature of life is change. It's always changing, like the water running in the river. And I think I am the water. What is this thought? I. Who is this self, this I, that says I am the running water? And then Murshid brings our attention to this notion of the stages of development. The stage of my development, the stage of my evolution, if you will, is characterized by certain things that I like or that I dislike. As Rumi says, when I was a child, I only wanted milk. But when I became older, I didn't want to eat only milk. I wanted something else. As a child, perhaps, I played with toys. But as I became older, I wasn't interested in those toys anymore. I wanted something else. And so if we can step back for a moment and observe our lives, observe our conditions, then we can say, then we can ask, who am I really? And what is the nature of this life? This doesn't mean that we don't care about the things we're currently intoxicated by. We don't care about it doesn't mean we don't care about what we experience as right or wrong. If something is right, I need to take that seriously. And if I feel something is wrong, I need to think about what I'm going to do. But I also can step back and see the very nature of life, constantly changing. And what do I see then? Perhaps you can reflect on this. Thank you.